guys, my name is Rachel Anise, otherwise known as the Beauty Professor. Welcome back to my channel. It feels great to be here, and today I am excited to be able to show you a soft spring makeup look. I'm going to be sharing products that I've been using a lot of. I've got some new pieces I want to show you as well as some classics. And in the interim, after I start talking about skincare, I'm also going to be breaking down the difference between the ZIIP and the TRIPOLLAR, both two beauty devices that I discuss a lot and then consequently receive a lot of questions about in terms of what the differences are, when they should be used, how they help, and how they work. So stay tuned for that. That'll be popping up in the first third of this video. And then of course, I'll walk you through this entire makeup look. I hope you guys are doing really well. I am hanging in there, working like crazy. I just have a few more weeks of the semester left and then I'll be into summer. And Joey L is on her way to being 3 in July. I can't believe it. And yet I can believe it because I feel like I'm watching her grow every single day. I'll insert a picture of her here. So let's jump into the process. I'm excited to get going. All right, so I am starting off right now with a very freshly cleansed face, and I'm going to go in with some skincare products first. Lately, after cleansing, I've been using the Chantecaille Purifying and Exfoliating Phytoactive Solution. I just put a bit into clean hands and then apply it on my face. Of course, you can use a cotton pad, but typically I'm gonna rush at night and I just skip it, but I use this day and night. It's light, it's really great on sensitive skin. I feel like I get increased cell turnover without the slightest bit of irritation or redness or dryness, and it balances my skin for the additional skincare to come. I originally was sampling a lab sample for the last month, and now I'm happy to have a full bottle of the brand new released product, but I can't recommend it enough. I've been loving the way that it is refining my skin with every application. Next, I'm going to apply a couple of drops of the BIOEFFECT EFG serum. This is a really lightweight serum that immediately absorbs in the skin, and it's a protein that works to actually increase the density of your skin over time, which is what we want. You know, your skin gets thinner with age and you want to try to maintain and, if possible, increase density, and that's what this formula does. I feel like it also lends to clarity and smoothness, and just a few drops definitely prep my skin. And then I'll go ahead and add a pump of my Augustinus Butter the Rich Cream. This is a cream I've talked about so many times. It's been a part of my routine for so long now. I want to say at least 3 years, and there's just nothing like it. It's rich yet lightweight. It adds this beautiful glow to the skin, and it always preps my skin for makeup to come. Finally, I'm going to add a single pump of the Agent NATEUR Holy Glow. This was designed to be used in the orbital or eye area, but you can also use it anywhere you'd like to add a really subtle, natural, shimmer-free glow. The luminosity on this formulation is just peerless. It's so pretty, and the ingredients, of course, are incredibly clean and safe, not only for your whole face, but of course for your eye area. So I get a lot of questions about the difference between the ZIIP and the TRIPOLLAR device, because I talk about both of them all the time and they're both a major part of my skin routine. So in a nutshell, and I say this up front, in no way am I a dermatologist or claiming to be a skincare expert. I only share my experiences, what works for me, and obviously do a deep dive into the research and literature so that I better understand how these products function. And so I'm sharing that discovery with you. But anything that you're using device-wise, obviously talk with your doctor or dermatologist before you jump into that if that's a concern for you. The ZIIP is the device that utilizes nanocurrent and microcurrent. And I think what sets this one apart is it does have that nanocurrent dimension. There are plenty of wonderful microcurrent devices out there on the market, but this is the one that harnesses both powers. And in my experience, microcurrent is working, as long as you have both of these touching your face, microcurrent is working to help firm and lift from within. So the structure of your face gets firmer, tighter with the ZIIP through the microcurrent. And you can also obviously reduce fine lines and wrinkles along the way. And there is myriad of treatments that you sync with your phone or device and the ZIIP. For me, I love the Lymph and Lift. That's really focusing on making sure all of this area is as tight while also encouraging lymphatic drainage. If you have any puffiness through here, it just really works to tighten and firm. You can also do a similar one in the orbital area if you're dealing with puffiness. And then we get to the nanocurrent. And the nanocurrent dimension of the ZIIP, like I've already said, is really special because it deals with the quality of your skin. If you are dealing with breakouts or sensitivity or even hyperpigmentation, the ZIIP nanocurrent works to actually improve skin quality, skin health, and in a visible way. You can use it on a blemish or maybe something that's deep under the surface that you want to try to zap. And I've had great success with that. So, like I said, fight hyperpigmentation to really restore that bounce and glow to your skin that you might be missing because you're tired or just because of aging. We go through it all, right? So that is what makes the ZIIP so special, and that's why I'm so committed to using it. My mom uses one as well. She loves it. So I wanted to explain that a little further since I get so many questions. So it's easy to think with the tripolar that it's a microcurrent device because it's one that we hear about, you see it on social media, and you might wonder like, oh, is this just another type of microcurrent device? And my answer in sum is no. This is a radio frequency device. So this is harnessing the power of radio frequency waves to go deep in the tissue of your skin without harming it, but it penetrates the layers of your skin to increase collagen production, and it does that through heat. So when you're using this, and in both cases for the ZIIP and the tripolar, you'll want to use the conductive gel that comes with it. Use the crystal gel for the ZIIP because it's got really pure ingredients, and I just love it. So I've tried all the ZIIP gels and this one's my favorite. And then with tripolar, there's a preparation gel as well. These are both conduit gels. You need them in order to make sure that your treatment with the devices is effective. So don't skip these ever. It wouldn't be good for your skin. And also you want to heighten efficacy, and these gels do that. All right, so back to how the tripolar works. It's using heat and sending that heat deep into the layers of your skin to increase collagen production. And I'm obviously summarizing this massively, but that's how I understand it and how I explain it to others. And you want to make sure that all the probes are touching your face equally, and you use little circles like this, and then it'll beep when you get to maximum heat, and then you can kind of spread it out. Now, I work hard on this area right here. I think for so many of us, many of my readers and followers, they're concerned about jowls and that like just overall sinking feeling that can happen as you age. You might find that this area just doesn't look like it did even 5 years ago. So I really work on these lines right here and then move it through to my jaw. But you can go into any area you would like, as long as you don't go into the thyroid area because it is dealing with heat. But I want to point out that the heat of the tripolar is not uncomfortable. Now, I have a really high tolerance for heat, but that being said, I feel like this is like a very low heat. It just actually feels really relaxing. I often use the ZIIP in the day, like to kind of depuff and revitalize and lift my face for the day when I have time. And then lately I've been using the tripolar in the evenings, and I use it like 2 or 3 times a week. All in all, I feel like it's really helped to make my skin the best it's ever been. And I will continue to use these in consistency because I think the payoff both in the immediate and the long term is tangible and quantifiable, and I appreciate that. A final question that I get about these two devices is, if you have one, do you need the other? I mean, need is a really relative word, period, right? So I wouldn't say it's need, but if you're looking to maximize your skincare routine, you're not facing redundancy by using both of these. One of these is using micro and nano current. The other is using radio frequency. They have different ways of addressing the skin needs that you may have. And they also then collectively work together to give you that lifted, tight, fresh-faced feeling and look that we're all going for with topical skincare. If you can also achieve that and heighten that with devices and you're able to swing it, why not? I think it's an investment. Don't buy these unless you think you can commit to using them, because that's when you will see the results. And I'm going to now move on to foundation. And the foundation that I am applying is the Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk Foundation. I've kind of had a recent rediscovery of this particular formula. I know it's been around forever, and there's something about the smell of this one that just takes me back to my super early days of beauty writing, because I must have been using it at that point. And so I love it. I think it's a classic, and really it works so well for so many skin types and skin tones, and you can obviously build it up. I'm gonna go for like a pump and a half here, medium-ish coverage look. So here we go. I'm gonna get real close so you guys can see what's going on. This is in shade 6.5. I can also wear shade 6.25. I have them both, and I really feel like there's a negligible difference between the two for me. But I wanna say 6.5 is just a little deeper. And I'm using a beauty sponge. This one is silicone covered, but of course, a beauty blender would probably give you the same effect. Just blending in. Try to get real close here. Then I'm going to add some Clé de Peau concealer in Buff, which really pairs nicely with this Armani formulation. From a shade standpoint, they're just seamless together. Buff is my color for most of the year. For bronzer, I am using the Guerlain Terracotta powder. These were recently reformulated and I love the results. This is shade 3, which I think is good for medium kind of olive skin. It's a warmer bronze, but not orangey. And I'm using this Guerlain brush. I barely change up my brushes, but this one just applies the bronzer so well. So I am just bringing it through the hollows of my cheeks, across the perimeters of my forehead here, moving through. And then I bring some down my chin and then a little more on my nose here. I am a little bit of a flagrant bronze application individual, but I find that once you get used to the formulation and you know you can't overdo it, that technique works for me. So just kind of go through here and warm up the skin, use it like a contour. This brush does such a great job of distributing everything without the slightest sign of texture. Then I'm going to take this blush by Saint Cosmetics. This is such a beautiful independent cosmetics line based out of Canada. This is the shade FROSE, which is a luminous mauve pink. Of course, I'll have swatches of everything on Beauty Professor, so I'll link to it below. But I'm using my Surratt Artistic Cheek Brush to go ahead and apply it to the apples of my cheeks. Look at the way it just adds this really soft, luminous, flushed energy. So good on the cheeks. It really adds dimension without being overtly frosty or shimmery. So pretty. I feel like this is one of those shades that would look good on all skin tones. It would translate differently on all skin tones, but it would look good on all skin tones. And for an additional blurring effect, and probably in real life outside of this tutorial, I would stop with the blush and be done, but because I want to show you some other things, I'm going to take my BIOEFFECT CC palette and take just a touch of these two top shades and kind of just blend above and up towards the temples. I like a good blush application way up here. I think it feels fresh in its own way. And this also, of course, adds some luminosity to the skin. I feel like these 4 shades are like a filter for the face because there is luminosity or radiance, but it's not over the top. And it just kind of light diffuses everything. Here's a close-up of what's going on here. And you guys know I don't use filters in any of my videos ever, so this is what's going on. For eyes, I am working with a shade you guys have seen me use countless times if you've watched any of my other videos. This is the Tom Ford Cream and Powder Eye Color Duo in Golden Peach. This is a shade that I use non-stop. So I just primed my eyes with a little bit of flesh colored powder, and now I'm using my finger to apply this shadow. If I needed to wear one shadow for the rest of my life, without question, unequivocally, it would be this. It just brightens up the face. It's luminous but not frosty. And once it sets, it stays in place. It does not crease, there's no fallout. So I go in with the cream first, and you'll notice, yes, I can use a brush, but often I just use my fingers. Use some of the powder here with my finger yet again, and you can see it just adds this foil effect. It's not disco ball, but it is almost like a wet look once it sets in here. And it's going to make sure that that powder doesn't budge. And there are the eyes right there. And then on the waterline, I'm going to use a single product. This is the Victoria Beckham Beauty Satin Kajal Eyeliner in Ash. And while I've run through the black shade over the last year or so, once I discovered Ash, I feel like I've found my color. I love the black, but the Ash is just a little softer. And you barely have to touch to distribute the product. Look at that. I mean, I put no pressure on when I did this, and I think that's important when you're working in such a sensitive area. I have allergies. I wear contacts. I'm severely nearsighted. So my eyes are watery and sensitive no matter what. And I feel like this is one of those liners that just agrees with my situation. It doesn't irritate and it doesn't smudge on the waterline. It doesn't go anywhere. It's incredible. Using a duo from KOSAS. These are the Air Brow Gels, and I use the dark brown a lot of the time. I can also wear the medium brown, but I'm just going to sweep this through my brows, and it creates this really fluffy look that is feathery and fresh and has hold and dimension and a little color. It also is fortified with castor oil, which feeds the brows and makes your brow hairs shinier and stronger and more well-nourished. So I love the fact that this formula takes care of your brows while also visually enhancing them. It's just a quick application. There are also plant fibers in here, which contributes to the volume that this yields. Then I go in with a clear and just kind of set, and I think you get a great laminated brow effect with this clear step. The hold is wonderful with these formulas, and you don't get any flaking or like peeling, which can happen sometimes, especially with a clear gel. It's completely invisible all day. Brows. Okay, and then mascara today is the Thrive Liquid Lash Extensions. I've been using this a lot. And so this is a tubing mascara, and I often get questions about why tubing, what makes that different than something else. Here's the deal. Tubing mascaras create this film or this tube around each lash that it's applied to. And then from there, once it dries down, it basically just encases that lash and does not move. When you take it off, you only need warm water and light pressure to slip the tubes off of your lashes. I like the fact that this Thrive mascara is one that you can kind of add more throughout the day and it doesn't get clumpy, and your lashes get really long and voluminous. I think you get a fantastic kind of false lash effect, and I could build this up, but I'm going to leave it here. It is time for a little tea break before I get to lips today. This is one of my Yeti cups. I have a white one and this peach one, and I use both all day long. I usually have coffee in one, iced tea in another, refill another one with water. This is the cycle of the day. So I stay hydrated, and green tea in the afternoon. It's Peak Tea, which comes in these little packets. And this one is the Sun Goddess Matcha for energy, clarity, and focus. I love green tea in general and matcha tea especially, and the Peak Tea packets are these individual servings. It's just tea, there's no sweetener, there's no additives, it's super quality tea leaves ground up into the most fine powder you can imagine, and then you just pour it into water. You can add this to water of any temperature, which I think is genius because so much tea powder is temperamental, but this one you can just put it into anything. Then I add a scoop of my Agent NATEUR HOLI Mane Hair, Skin, and Nail Supplement. This is a collagen powder, also fortified with pearl powder, and I am having like the thickest hair with the least amount of fallout I've had in a long time. We all lose hair seasonally and also because of stress, but I'm telling you, this daily has made such a difference. It sells out all the time, so hopefully when I'm linking to it below, it'll be available for you. But I purchased this myself. I love it. I'm on bag number 2 now. So it's been 2 months of usage, and it's something I consistently recommend if people are looking for a collagen powder of the most excellent quality. For lips, I'm going to show you 5 products because I feel like they all have that soft spring vibe that totally harmonizes with the other products I put on my face today. Right now, I did put some lip liner on to shoot this video, and the one that I'm wearing is a Laura Mercier Baby Lips liner. I'll put a little bit more on so you can see. It's kind of like a peachy nude. And if you remember the old Baby Lips lipstick of long ago, Laura Mercier, then you probably are familiar with this general shade. It's just like a warm, nudie pink. In the case of today, I want to show you 2 different lip looks that I think are soft spring inspired. The first is pale, a little more pale and a little more pink. And the second one will be peachier and more nude. So I'm working with the Huda Beauty Lip Contour. I bought this during the Sephora sale, and I'm so thrilled that I did. I don't know how much I have left because I've been using it so much, and it is retractable, so it's kind of a guess. Now I'm gonna just go in over the baby lips because it's pretty long lasting. And you can see this is in muted pink, is a very soft mauve pink. This glides on, it's not dry, very creamy. Now I'm going to add the Lawless lipstick in Platinum. This is the lightest of all of the Lawless lipsticks, and I'm a huge fan. I use Baby all the time. And Platinum is when I kind of revisited. I wanted to try it with this darker lip liner and see what happens. And it's a combination I'm loving. So here we go. I go really light so I can maintain some of this depth on the perimeter of my lips. Okay, look at this. Your lips look so full with this combination. Pillowy, pale beige nude with this muted pinky nude outside. I love it. Okay, I'm gonna take down my hair and show you guys. If this doesn't say soft spring, I don't know what does. Now, I want to talk to you guys quickly about what I'm wearing, and then I'll transition to my other lip. So I'm wearing this sweater that I got a few months ago, and I checked, it's still at Nordstrom, and I think it's half off now. I bought it at full price. It's by Topshop. It's a cardigan. It's cropped, and I just like the way it flows. I've worn it a lot since the fall. Underneath, I have these Free People bras. I took pictures of them, and I'll put them on the blog. But these are like a racer back bra, really easy pull over. This is in the green, obviously. So comfortable. And I bought 5 of them. I wear them all the time because they feel good on the body. Then these shorts, I gotta really back up here because I'm filming alone today. These shorts are by Commando, and they are in a size medium. They're this, faux leather. Great little waistband here that's high-waisted. You've got slash pockets. They hold everything in. I'm way back here now. And then tennis shoes. Oh, gracious. These are my favorite Adidas. I just bought a second pair right now in black and gold. I'll link to them. I hope they're still in stock. They've been selling out. They are so comfortable, like walking on clouds. I'm going to combine the Lancome Crayon Lip Contour Pencil. This is retractable as well. I know Lancome has 2 different types of liners. And I like the original pencil. I have it in a few different shades that I really enjoy, but I wanted to try the retractable one. So this is in Rosy, and look, this is a soft pink. I'd say it's lighter than the Huda Beauty pink that I showed you. You can get definitely lighter, but very creamy and long lasting. I tested it earlier today on a long walk, and it just definitely stayed in place. Oh, this is so pretty. I feel like you can really overline a little bit with this one without it looking obvious at all. Seamless. Okay, and then I'm going to apply a lipstick that I've had for a couple years now. This is Pat McGrath Skin Sane. I remember buying it in Miami the last time I was in Miami, 2019, and here we are 2 years later. Still wear it all the time. And it's a golden mauve. Look at this. deeper, obviously, than the Lawless Platinum, but it's still soft, neutral, that doesn't wash out the face. So there's that. To finish things off today, I'm going to apply some of the new Sisley Black Rose Beautifying Emulsion Hydrating Satin Body Veil. That is a mouthful, but I do think these words collectively work together to describe this product. It is such a soft, hydrating formula. It's weightless. I don't feel like it takes a while to rub it in. I'm gonna try to put some on my legs for you guys. Okay. It just glides on. It smells fresh. It's soft rose floral with some kind of green notes as well. I put it on my legs last night and I didn't even need lotion today, so I just kind of woke up and wore it. Now I'm gonna add it on again. It's also great, of course, on the arms, décolletage, etc., etc. And then I am using what I think is the quintessential spring fragrance. This is the Parfums de Marly Delina. It's so creamy, rosy, sweet, fresh, all of these things, and it just feels like springtime in a bottle. Very feminine. It has good lasting power on me. Isn't the bottle so pretty? Finally, and I feel like what better way to cap off a super soft, feminine spring makeup look than to show you some spring makeup bags that have just launched from KUSSHI. I've shared my KUSSHI bags in videos and blog posts over the last year and a half, and you guys always have questions. One of the main questions I get is, what do the different sizes look like? And I was never able to super articulate the answer because I never had 3 in the same color of the different sizes. So I do now, and I want to show you them. So the smallest one here is the Everyday bag, and these are in the brand new Blush Vegan Leather. They also come in leather and nylon. What's amazing with all of these bags is that the linings zip out. So if you're at all messy like I am with my makeup bags, where things just get wild inside over time, you can just zip them out, wash them safely, and then zip them right back in. So it's one of the best investments as makeup bags go. And this would hold a reasonable amount of product for your everyday essentials. You could pop in your bronzer, probably a smaller foundation, a couple brushes. It does have a separation pocket here and also a zip interior. So for being on the smaller side, I think it definitely holds a lot. And what I love about all KUSSHI bags, they have this flat bottom. 2 zippers and a flat bottom. Never have that dreaded, oh, my makeup bag is tumbling over and everything's falling out, because the base is so flat. Just stands right there. Next bag is the signature bag. And I wanna be really clear here, this is not sponsored by KUSSHI. I just am grateful to have received all 3 bags, so I wanted to show you the difference, and this was a perfect time to do it. So just to be clear, this is the signature bag, and obviously when you compare it to the Everyday bag, you can already see the difference there. This is the bag that I use the most in my life because it just holds so much. I have a caramel leather version sitting on the table right now where I brought some makeup down to be a part of this video. This is what I'm talking about. Here's my caramel one in signature. It's got the red leather. But yeah, like this sits on my counter because I'm not really going a lot of places right now. But it sits on my counter and holds all the stuff that I grab and reach for all the time. So it does have that zip out lining. You've got this zipper pocket over here, and then you have 2 pockets right there. I would say for those of you who carry a bigger purse or bag, maybe a backpack, this is the way to go. Also, I've taken this to travel a ton, and it holds pretty much everything that I need for a shorter trip. Here is the Vacationer. So, okay, so now you see Vacationer, a lot bigger than the signature here. Bases are different. So the Vacationer is of course the largest bag in the collection, and this is what I've got going on in mine here. I've got this fold out pocket that snaps in. You have plastic linings, you could put things in there, keep it separate perhaps. And then of course the zip out lining, 2 pockets here, and then a zipper on the inside. So this is your biggest bag. I hope this comparison was really helpful for you guys. If you're interested in KUSSHI, I'm a fan. I've bought them as gifts for my friends, and I'm just grateful to have the ones that I have because I use them all the time. And that concludes this video. I hope you enjoyed this soft spring makeup look and watching these products in action. And I would love to know what caught your eye, or if you have questions, let me know below. I felt really alive making this video today. Maybe it's because I got a good night's sleep last night, which I'm grateful for. But I had so much fun sharing this stuff with you guys, and I hope you felt like this was time well spent being a resource and informative. There'll be links to everything in the details box, but also I'm linking to my blog post on Beauty Professor, which will have swatches of everything I've shown you today so you can see it in natural sunlight. Also, I tried filming in a new space in my house. This is like dining room, living room area. The light in my dining room was just so warm and inviting that I decided to try doing it down here. So I hope you enjoy the change up of scenery. As you can see here, we live in a very original mid-century modern home. It was built in 1961, and so much of those elements still remain. As always, don't forget to visit me at Beauty Professor, which can be found at beautyprofessor.com. Take care.